synergy, this electricity, the power of the pioneer.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for Mirage between Rare Atom and the Mongols. The first map, if you missed it, was a very one-sided affair in favor of Rare Atom. It was their map pick, but all the same, a very, very big surprise. I think that the Mongols are just not showing up today. We'll see whether a change of scenery is what they need.
Well, they need something desperately. Let's not beat around the bush. It was brutal in towards overpass. Nothing really looked good at all, but in towards mid. More of the same will continue. JamYoung, crisp as ever. And looking for a bit of a murky special here. The Mnglz will find one, but can't make it a double. Already out on towards that B side. JamYoung trying to reclaim some of the space, and will do effectively as he finds the head of hasteka. It's all falling into place. All the stars are aligning his left down to one man. Techno. 4K needing a 4K. And he can't even get one. Brilliant pistol round. Rare Atom only lose the one life. It's a fantastic start to Mirage.
Yeah, not the start that the Mongols were after. I think they would want to, you know, put up some competition and look like a refreshed team moving on to their own map pick. But again, going to have to start from the back foot. Really, really difficult stuff for them, I think, to keep composure, keep it together, keep that confidence. So we'll see rolling forwards. They do manage to get the bomb plant, of course. They are going to buy back into this one. 4 Galils to speak of, right? Pretty formidable buy, all things considered. What plans have they got for it, though? That is the almighty question of the hour. Molotov comes in, but they're not too bothered. They're just running straight down middle here. Big fight towards the ramp area. Will result in a frag. JamYoung's being left low as well, so this is not a bad look. Contacting through connector. Looking to be a double peak, but neither of them on the CTN find kills. A flawless round so far. Mnglz and JamYoung, the only two remaining, and I think they are on their way to exit, in fact.
Looking like, yeah, I think so. Might get one on the way out, they will. Out of the head of Mnglz. Spot on, it's going to be that save call. So Mongols, great response off the back of what was a less than adequate pistol round. That bomb plant coming in, well, absolute clot tracks. It gives them just so much to work with in terms of the cash. Kills for across the board as well. Bart4k, Blitz, Techno all having their moments there. Just already crack open that A site. Get the bomb down and see things off in their favor. Simple but effective. So, let's see going forward. Mnglz falling to the HE. It leaves us in an awkward space, but also an awkward space in terms of the game itself. Hopefully, back underway in just a second. That's all tied square, one apiece.
Seems to have kicked us out. Never a good look.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Indeed.
Hopefully
Not too sure what's gone down there. Yeah, well, hopefully we won't be waiting too long, but we'll have to see what happens. Back to us for a second, of course, so you get to see our beautiful faces. But yeah, so a little weird. Happens from time to time, unfortunately, when you're in the online Counter-Strike, you know, you get kind of kicked out. They just don't want us there, mate. They just don't like us, I don't think.
It
so
happens.
It's unlucky. It's unlucky. We'll get production to sweet talk them and get us back in, of course. But yeah, hopefully shouldn't be too long to get back into things. Looks like we are almost there. We'll try and keep you updated as things pan out, of course, as we don't want to miss too much of the action.
Very true, very true. We can kind of slowly keep up to dates from maybe HLTV might have it somewhat up to date. But no, so far not bad. I think it's a really good response, a really important response as well coming through from the likes of the Mongols. It's kind of giving them some money to work with, which they desperately need. Is giving them just a little bit of that kind of success that is kind of required early in towards Mirage, especially because of how poor it was in towards that previous game. You know, they got absolutely battered in towards Overpass. Coming in towards Mirage, we needed to see them kickstart things quickly and effectively, and thankfully it seems to be the case. On to back in the force rounds. The force buys are arguably more important than the pistols. Looking like that might be the case. Might be following it up momentarily. Hello. 5-7 will find one. We should be jumping back into things in a second, and we are, in fact. Unfortunately, in a matter of moments, it's all down to one-man advent. You have to get a kill here, and that P250 needs to find its time, and unfortunately, it can't. 3 men alive. Mnglz will find their second.
Not missed too much of the action there, which is always good. Indeed, as you say, second round coming through for the Mnglz. Relatively scot-free, not too much damage done, just a couple of rebuys. So I think they'll be happy with the way that that one has gone down. It'll be an eco out here from Rare Atom as well. So looking good, Mnglz. It was certainly a bit touch and go right at the start of the game with losing the pistol, but they have managed to bring themselves back into it, and this is what they wanted. This is what they needed. Just a ounce of control to work with, really. Ooh. Nice reaction from Annihilation there to find the frag. The USP is trying to overwhelm towards middle, but too many bodies there, too many AKs to get through. Not going to happen for them.
So, you want, but a bit of a, arguably, throwaway around there. Now, back underway into, well, essentially, what matters most. 4 buys coming through. Rare Atom, they just kicked off their campaign in the CT side pretty emphatically. Not being the most comfortable starts on them, bounce off the back of what was a very comfortable overpass. But we saw this exact similar scoreline. The exact same scoreline, in fact. To kickstart us in towards final overpass. Not going to read all too much into it. They've already crossed that tech. He's got space over towards short. Drop Mosaic. Great entry coming through. He had so much room to work with all that free real estate off the back of one smoke.
Pretty solid start. Mnglz looking like a different beast here on Mirage. It's good to see. Very good to see, in fact. See what they can do with the man advantage that they have now earned. A lot of mid control coming in once again. Seems to be quite common of the region to just give that mid control up. Oh, knows what's up. Tries to take the peak. Doesn't win the fight. Not looking good here. Kaze's position going to be given away. Mercury does catch one, but definitely needed more, of course. Just not quite going to be enough. 4 versus 2. Molotov comes in to keep JamYoung at bay. And now they have a decision to make. Do they stick around? Do they exit? And it looks like they will indeed exit, giving yet another round to the Mnglz. This is really good stuff from the T side.
It was a great start. It really is. Super solid right now. Already spoken about, just generally speaking, how it did feel like a must-win map, and I've really taken that one to heart. They're looking on fire. There's no response being had as of just yet by Rare Atom. They're really struggling to get a lot of those early kills coming through. They're struggling to control that T side, the aggressiveness, the tempo being set by the Mnglz. Working wonderfully. Bomb will go down. And more or less confirm things. I don't think there's a need for a hunt here. There is a lot of money that the Mnglz have in their back pockets. One of those cases and the points of, there are only 2 being saved across. They can't force buy properly around those 2 saved weapons. So is it worth it? Well, probably not. We'll see. JamYoung and Kaze, very expensive weapons they've got in their back pockets that are desperately needed just to alleviate some of the pressure in towards this next round. But it's a 4-1 start. These opening 5 rounds have been, pretty one-sided. And that's it. Mnglz, great response as well off the back of what was a very uncompetitive overpass. They're coming out in towards Mirage. So far, they are the ones making this one look easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's really great to see. It is really great to see that they're able to turn things around and just not keep their heads, in the previous map looking much more confident, much more comfortable, just straight out of the gate. Get that reset, get that refresh. And I think they can be pretty happy with the way that things are going so far. They definitely have played into the economy game quite well, is the one thing. So we'll see whether it keeps up for the long term. Going in nice and fast here is unfortunately not worked out for them. They'll get a couple of return frags, but both pretty low here, especially Blitz, who gets finished off by the P250. Now just Bartek with 50 HP remaining against 3. This shot rolls off for the AWP. JamYoung going to be tagged up ever so slightly. Bart4k has managed to gain some space and get the bomb down here, which is a decent result in isolation. They know exactly where he is. He's trying to get the reposition here and find the drop on somebody. Ooh, not going to happen for him, though. Kaze takes him down, and Rare Atom back on the board after a few rounds.
Gotta say, that was a pretty damn good one. At the very least, getting a bomb down is something which the Mongols can take in a positive way in a 1 versus 3. You're not really expecting anything there, so credit to at least getting a bomb going down. It just keeps their money in check. Granted, they've got plenty of it. Rare Atom, needed round, very much needed in their favor. Second on the board, and of course it keeps them alive and kicking. Kaze went for a very ambitious shot, didn't pull off, but it would have been a brilliant one if he did. Over towards that mid position, spotting him cross. So, Mongolz back in and kicking. Needs to be careful though, they can't really allow Rare Atom to find too much form. They're such a momentum heavy side. When they get those cogs going, my god, they can be hard to deal with. JamYoung, he is playing the fire over here. Blitz swinging into a completely open connector. And Mercury heading to the swivel will find a double. Bart4k answers back on towards JamYoung. Techno stuck his way out, just playing contact out ramp. It's brilliant, it's easy, it's simple.
Lovely stuff. They'll try their best to get back in here on that T side of things as an advanced position from Techno. Might give them the opportunity that they need. CT flash comes in, and I was going to say the opportunity's there for him, and he takes it. 2 versus 2, therefore. Battle back pretty nicely. Keeping Mosier at bay. They're split on the CT side, so going to come down to a couple of 1v1s. This is certainly not ideal. Molotov pushes Techno forward. Mosier won out the fight that he absolutely needed to, leaving it all down to a 25 HP annihilation. Smoke on the bomb. They've got kits available. Going to be hard for the AWP to find this one in. Oh, finds the first. However, can't get the frag through the smoke. He's a little close on the no-scopes, but the Ninja Defuse comes in, and they will both survive. A little weird there at the tail end, but it's the round.
Once again, there we go. Simple, effective, but it is Rare Atom who needed rounds in concession. Starting to find them. Starting to put a little bit more pressure back over towards the Mongols, who pretty comfortably started off in towards Mirage. That C side was rocking and rolling, no questions asked. And that pressure is starting to build. Still, though, we've got at least 2 rounds worth of economy in those back pockets. Should be fine. That means that Rare Atom are going to have to just continue to win out these 4 buys. They cannot afford to rely and bank off the fact of low economic situations. It's not going to happen. JamYoung tucked his head up towards the left-hand side. I mean, his chair doesn't spot him. Or at least it is a bit of a one-and-done angle. The upper Kaze flashed off his angle and forced back on towards that B site. The Mongols are still heading towards A.
Just about. Pretty slow move up here from the Mongols' side. And Blitz has got to be careful here. He might take a cheeky peek towards short, and he loses his life. 5 versus 4. Straight out of the gate, Rare Atom looking pretty damn good then as they want to set themselves up for yet another round here, even up the scoreline. The A hit to come through from the Mongols, but they're just trying to be cheeky as they walk through the smoke. Not going to work against these guys. Come on now, 5v3. That should be all she wrote for this one if they continue to play things cleanly. Advent on the board finally. Took him a little while, but he will get there. Techno and Bart4k, 25 seconds to recover. Now just Bart4k, he's mollied away, not a chance.
So, can Bart4k keep the AK alive? He should be okay. I mean, once again, like we said, they've got a couple of rounds worth of money in those back pockets, so it isn't all that problematic. The big thing is that Rare Atom are now winning. That's the 3rd in a row that they've won full buy versus full buy. And the fact that it's very inexpensive. Only the 1 casualty, losing the life of a Mercury, super important. Multi-square 4 apiece, but a very, very monumental round picked up by Rare Atom. They tied the scoreline. They've proven their worth from the CT side when it comes to these 4 spy versus 4 spy kind of rounds in. Forced the Mongols in towards a pause. This is exactly what you want to be seeing. Rare Atom, the pressure they're starting to put onto the shoulders of the Mongols is obviously paying off in dividends. They need a conversation desperately.
You'd hope that some, I mean, wise words are going to be said here. It really is a difficult kind of look at the moment for the Mongols. They've obviously come off with a pretty strong start, but at the end of the day, it's not quite good enough just yet. I don't know. I think that allowing Rare Atom to get back into the game like this is somewhat of a worrying prospect. Seems like it's a little bit more technical in nature in terms of the pause, though. So we'll see whether there's a change up in the gameplay itself. I think that Mongols have lost some of their confidence, some of their comfort that they were having in the early rounds, and have just given a bit too much space across to Rare Atom, allowing Rare Atom to ultimately get back into rounds and play far more aggressively, far more in their face, which is not what we were seeing in the early stages for sure.
That's it, 100%. So, once again, from what we see in a very, very kind of quick start to this game, all these rounds getting over and done with for the most part, in kind of the first minute or so. Rare Atom happily to play a very aggressive tempo to match. Can I play fire or fire? Towards the Mongols, like we mentioned. The economy, though, off the back of losing, is starting to slowly diminish. Molotov, I hope you're going to run through it. It's a spike, though, and he nearly loses his life to the AWP off the back of that flick. Staying alive gains him a lot of info, though.
hasteka out towards middle. Nothing really showing itself so far, so a difficult start into the round. I think they were hoping on the Mongol side that there would be a fight from Rare Atom somewhere, but Rare Atom taking things slower in this round. Blitz might just have a fight around the corner, though, if he wants to go for it. I think he does need to be careful with that bomb in hand. Don't want to give his life away. There's no one really around to recover it, so it would be kind of a disastrous move. Flash comes around, Molotov as well. The boot, Annihilation is the man. It's only good for the one. Mosier finds out the trade, so decent start. Advent through the smoke. Gonna drop another, but it's short-lived. 3 versus 3 now. They're looking towards the B side of things instead. Molotov landing, keeping them at bay, keeping them split, and Bart4k takes the bait, unfortunately, allowing JamYoung to isolate all these fights. And it just makes life very easy for him indeed. Blitz, 28 HP, and a dream. JamYoung, if he took the peek, maybe could have caught him there, but opted not to do so, and it allows Blitz to escape. Finds his way towards A. The smoke will give him away, but plenty of time to get the bomb down. Or at least it looks like Karze's here quite quickly, actually. Oh, can't quite eliminate him just yet. Will spot him out. Oh, and on the second time of asking, finds the kill. That was a little dangerous for a second, though.
Yeah, they get a little bit shaky, has to be said. But the main thing being, of course, now, that lead going back in favor of Rare Atom. Super important to see. Potentially, we could continue to see things going in their favor. That is a great round to be picking up, especially in a competitive one in that sort of sense. Karze, a nice shot for him to see it off. Mongols in trouble. The report's going to be coming through. I think the previous one was a tech pause. This one could be attack, and I wouldn't mind having yet another conversation. I mean, the coaching try as best they can to alleviate what is a lot of pressure building up right now. If they continue in this sort of fashion, they're going to be in some serious trouble. We'll see. Tap was done. And we go back on the way, round number 10. Rare Atom got that one round lead, but such an important one at that. So much room to work with going forward.
Well, we'll see. There is obviously 5 back into this round from both sides. Mosier, Mercury trying to get aggressive through middle. Nothing quite landing. A nice nade to finish off hasteka, though, is a decent trade back. 4 versus 4 action all over the place, it looks like. Techno has crept under the crosshair of Karze as that smoke goes down. looking for an entry towards A. He's going to get it. Kaze maybe an opportunity for him to trade there, but just could not pick the angle. Flash comes around. Looks like he doesn't really want anything to do with this right now, and I feel the energy is that they kind of want to save, but they're still moving towards it. This looks very, very sloppily put together, to be honest with you. Just going to try and charge in from CT altogether. Bart4k eliminates the first, and Blitz hidden away. A triple is enough to finish off the round. It's been a while, but Mngolz will be back through to find a victory.
It's a very scrappy retake coming through there. I mean, you're looking at the way in which Atom are approaching it. It's kind of the way you mentioned, flying in towards fights. No real thought behind the eyes in terms of what they're trying to do in isolating those fights. And the Mngolz in the post plant make it look pretty damn easy. Question now starts to become, are we going to slowly see anything more from the Mngolz to continue their run of form? They're in desperate need of consecutive rounds. Smoke dropped. I'm playing towards the top mid. Great flash as well. Gives him a free kill. Takes a lot of damage. The kill all the same is so important. One more towards top mid. Mosaic will cost his life and maybe a second to come through. Somehow, some way. Mercury remains alive.
Advent, going to eat a nade. Facing the wrong way. Not ready for a contact A. This has quickly gotten out of hand. However, Kaze with a trade back. Oh, and the player from short, JamYoung, he just peeks before that smoke. Absolutely perfect stuff. They set the panic in motion for the Mngolz. hasteka survives on 1 HP. Mercury getting a nade down range. No, he goes for the flash. Should have gone for the nade. You would have found the frag. hasteka just survives and is playing very confidently here. We seem to have been kicked out again. So, apologies for that.
Yeah, it's a sir.
Not quite sure what's happening, but the
yeah,
not playing ball, not playing ball at this point. So you know, does happen. Back to the cams, and I can tell you with good authority that we are quickly reconnecting here. Might have missed the tail end of that round, unfortunately, but yes, that seems to be the way that it's going this afternoon. I'm not really sure, servers or client or. Does this mean CS2's coming? That's what I think.
I hope. Well, I was actually yesterday having a conversation trying to figure out when the best time, and looking at the competitive calendar, if they abide by the esports calendar, the best time would be, I think it was late June was what we were figuring out. Late June, early July was at the best time. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I was looking at some stats as well. Last time these two sides played, which was about a month, nearly 2 months ago actually, this raid, but about a month and a half ago, on the 9th, they played on Mirage. It was 16-11 towards the Mngolz, and actually a pretty one-sided game there, all in all. While the 16-11 looks like it might be good on paper, 2-0, and yeah, I guess the Mngolz, they never really looked to had a touch on that one. Yeah, of course, back in the way, and score saying 6-5. So let's see. Number 12. Atom got that slim lead. Annihilation, just a deagle for him. That's not exactly the most comfortable one of ones. JamYoung going to swing it towards mid. Look at that information. Another flash in, gives him a lot of room. He has to be spotted. Mercury will be the first to fall. JamYoung will answer back of one of his own. Flash in the corner, and he might get another one. Potentially, yes, he will. hasteka full blinded, no idea.
Another all over the place kind of round in this one. Fights left, right, and center. JamYoung going to find himself at 3k, so certainly done the work for the round. Bart4k. What can he do? It's a difficult spot to be in once again. The Mngolz, you know, found some consistency, but Rare Atom are coming back to them. It's a bit of a rinse and repeat of the first map here, where, you know, Mngolz have found control early on, but just couldn't keep it going. Maybe can't freshen their game up, can't stay creative and original, I think, is certainly something that is a real challenge for them at the moment. Rare Atom definitely getting the better of them in that sense.
For now, slow, quiet. 3 versus 1 Bart is looking to isolate, and Mosaic knew all too well about it. 7-5, and Rare Atom. Again, this little bit of a run of form is everything you want to be seeing. Great work and great little performance coming through from some of those individuals. We've spoken about him towards our previous game, but JamYoung is 15-4 right now. He is absolutely lighting up the server, making it look pretty damn easy. The Mongols do not really have a response to him. Bart4k's had his moments, the new boy. Aside from that, it's been pretty damn rough. Mercury, and one of his own. These pistols should be put by the wayside pretty easily.
Yeah, you would think so. First one comes in, and that's always a good sign. Nice and comfortable, never too difficult on that first frag is always a good thing, so... See what the rest of the move is here. JamYoung, got to be a bit careful. They're going to come charging through the smoke towards him, but he keeps his composure. Oh, the dink lands. No return frag. Nice shots from Techno here. But to no avail, really. They're not going to get too much done as Annihilation. Well, he'd be looking to get a bomb plant. The space might be here for it. He's trying to find a frag before attempting that plant, though, and eventually loses his head. So, number 8 coming in for Rare Atom, winning out the half. Mongols will hope to put a few more on the win column before we get to the turn of the half, of course.
That's it. That's it. Well, the moment an 8-5, right, for Rare Atom, they've got, I guess, a little sigh of relief. They're guaranteed that they're going into the second half with a lead to work with. It's more of the case in the point that with this map being generally pretty late over towards that CT side, is it enough? Maybe not. I'd see Rare Atom at the very least find 9. 2 hours to do so. Winning this one's super important. Got 9th here, more or less. Could actually lock in a 10th as well. Money would be pretty damn brutal towards the Mongols, and that's where things could run away before they even know about it. Let's see. So far, so slow. The Mongols just poking and prodding, trying to find information. Also, trying to bait out as much utility as they can, but they're not being given too much to work with.
Connect to smoke. Keep things nice and simple for the Mongols. They're going to opt to go through it. The back of the Molotov here. Flash comes in. It was actually for Mercury to work with, but it just did not find the legs. Cost him his life, in fact. I shot onto Annihilation, no frag. Ah, and he will go down. Of course. Oh, in comes Mosier from behind, though. Could get a little messy out here. It's brought it down to the 1 versus 1. Bart4k on 31 HP. JamYoung out in the open. Loses his head. 5 HP, the difference. What a round coming in from Bart4k.
Needed. Massively needed as well. We've got to say, Bart4k was really one of the only ones doing anything over towards the Mongols. He steps up once again. 13 kills he's now got. And in a round which they desperately needed just somebody to alleviate that pressure. There it is. Stellar work coming in. Now, of course, we sit tight with it going to be at the very least the worst it can be for the Mongols is 6, which is still pretty respectable on that C side. Early damage, that's towards Mercury. Which then towards mid. Air spray, up into 16 points of HP.
Not the best of starts, but definitely a recoverable position to be in. JamYoung with a deep smoke into the apartments, looking to get himself in there, wants to be in the mix. They're headed towards B. Heavy contact play. Mercury, does not catch them. But JamYoung in a really good spot, and Mosier is around as well. Or another smoke coming in. It just kind of holds off the push, and you never know what might be happening on the other sides of the map. Are they digging for information? They're going to figure out that we're here. It's a scary prospect. 40 seconds. Oh, JamYoung lands one bullet there, I believe, and then dropped back. The MP9 obviously not going to be too great against these short players, but a nice clean flash comes in, gives him the opportunity to find a few frags. Look at him and Mosier go. Absolutely unstoppable on the B-bomb side, finding all 5 kills between the two of them. That is perfection on B. 9-6, not quite as one-sided as map 1, but still Rare Atom coming away with the advantage. Let's see what they do with it in the second half. Welcome one and all. We're back into the action here. Rare Atom against the Mongols, of course. Very important pistol here. Rare Atom looking to extend their lead as best they possibly can. Bart4k, 9 HP to kick things off. We'll get taken down. Mosier dies in the connector, though. A dry take towards A. Certainly a risky one to play against these USPs at range. P250 trying to battle off. Doesn't quite show his head, but does take some damage. They're going to back off. Towards B? Possibly. Maybe towards mid. But actually, faking us all out. Genius moves from Rare Atom here to just keep the Mongols guessing. They've completely abandoned A, in fairness. They really bought into this B play. And it does mean there's only going to be one towards CT to hold things down.
Look at Mercury as well. He's holding rotations. If they go towards short, he gets a freebie. That's the numbers in their advantage and everything. Well, should theoretically fall in place. Look towards A now. Only one here to meet them in Annihilation. He will hear all of this noise, but he can't deny the bomb plant unless he sneaks out. Literally, no! Tekno around the corner. Mercury's ready and waiting. JamYoung will find Annihilation. Surely not that's the round falling in place as Advent deletes hasteka. Leaves Blitz in a 1 versus 4 turn, 1 versus 3. And surely this is just a task too tough for him. JamYoung holding, waiting, gets a little bit of a tag both ways as well. They replicate damage. But the P250 at close range, arguably the more fearsome. JamYoung will swing forward, is looking for the kill. He's low on HP, he's dancing around the pillar. But all he's doing is buying time. In the end, it doesn't matter because down he falls. Blitz can't confirm the kill. And Rare Atom put up a 10, double digits, and starts to look at this as a home stray.
Looking pretty clean for Rare Atom then. It's difficult on the Mongol side whether they want to go for the force buy or the early rifles. It looks like the latter. Deagle out for Blitz is all they've got to speak of here, so not expecting too much out from this one. Rare Atom should have a pretty clean second to come through. Blitz nearly getting taken down in the early stage as well, so that Deagle sent away for now. I do like this, though, from the Mongol side of things, I have to say. Especially on Mirage, I don't know that you need as much utility to work with on that CT side. Maybe try and go for some aggression in the early stage of the round, right? Would be really great to see from the Mongols to just have some confidence from them.
Agreed. They are looking a little bit more shaky to the least. Mosaic, he's been spotted. Especially mean, of course, can anything really happen? Back 10. Close range on towards Blitz, easier. Long range on towards Tekno, a harder task. He will fall. Little did they know, they get B site for free. Bomb goes down, and well, jobs are good. The post plant here, these pistols are going to have absolutely no fun. They might even just go for a little bit of kind of a save here. With the Deagle on the Mach 10, it's not exactly the worst thing to bring it towards the next. hasteka will have money to work with too. They're just going to park up and play exits. I don't mind this.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Try and take some guns away, maybe save one. And also, it's a little thing, but early stage of the half, maybe deny as much of the kill bonus away. Bart4k, unfortunately, will be heard there, so kind of unlucky for him. Looking good. I don't think they're really going to drop anyone here at the tail end of things. hasteka just sticking around the site. He will go down to the bomb. But especially on that Mach 10, he was hoping to catch someone. Not going to happen for him, however. So we'll see now that early rifle buy, like we talk about, coming through from the Mongols here. Not going to have an AWP. Maybe not going to have a kit either. Yeah, so there's definitely some things missing. But like I said, if you pull off some early aggression, get those rifles working, you know, let the guns do the work, it could be a good way to start the round off.
See, this is the big one, isn't it, right? The Mongols, their first true response against a bonus by the Rare Atom. It is definitely doable. Rare Atom, imagine want to play quick out towards A. Spoke over towards CT. One to cross front con. Molotov into a back triple. This is a perfect util setup right now. And it's actually going to force Mongols either forward in towards an engagement or playing retake. There's one, but I've been quick on the trade. JamYoung will make one of his own. Actually, this is now starting to crumble a little bit. They're smoked off as well, so these players like Blitz over towards Con have no ability to support. Either way, off the back of those kills, they're going to rotate.
Mnglz really not sure what's going on, to be fair. I do like the move in from hasteka. You can see on your minimap just pushing down the ramp area, but JamYoung's here to make sure he doesn't go too deep. Totally fair enough. They're actually reconvening towards underpass instead. And again, another great read from Rare Atom, to be honest with you. They've drawn the rotations away with hasteka in deep position. Oh, he just looks off the angle at the worst possible time. But regardless of him going down, the info just wasn't there. Mnglz, you know, decided again that B would be the ending port of call, but it's not the case. It's not the case at all. Really well read, really solid mid-round coming through from Rare Atom, and that will win them out the round. The Mnglz boys just going to hold their guns.
Very important. Very important round picked up, and more or less once again starting to kind of add to this conversation about those nails being banged into the coffin. Mnglz are struggling right now in a real run of form. Like we said, it's not only been this game, but just generally speaking of the last few weeks in the regular season, not doing as well as we would have expected. Granted, 2 of them were forfeit losses, but this is a Mnglz side who should be coming in towards the playoffs and absolutely battering opponents left, right, and centre. Previous teams who have been scary, like Vision, Rare Atom, of course, being another, and right now Rare Atom are all over them. Destroyed them at map number 1, and actually this scoreline started to be equally as bad. It was so much more even. We kickstarted even at the halfway mark. 9-6 really isn't too bad, but since then, everything falling into place. There's no real investment to be supported here by the Mnglz around those 2 then force. Just a little bit of pistols to work with, a little bit of those the old HEs, bit of nades to work with. Atom should pretty comfortably find a 13th here unless some things go completely awry. Up close, Annihilation looking for one. Actually, Techno range. Find the first Annihilation. Up close will find one of his own. The transfer not good enough, but thankfully JamYoung and Advent combine. Get them more some space. The P250 spots a leg and he's tapping away. He doesn't realise. Actually tapped on towards the bomb planter of Kaze.
Could have done some real damage from there. It is somewhat of a shame for Bart4k. Ooh, nice nade damage here. Couple trade frags come back, leaving Advent with nothing but 24 HP to work with. And the bomb not really planted for him. So going to be a tough one here. They will spot him out. They will finish him off. And a round that you wouldn't expect the Mnglz to win, they actually end up taking. So they will keep themselves in the running here. And Rare Atom kind of having the fear of God put into them a little bit. Stopped in their tracks. Still going to have money. Still going to have space to work with in terms of the rounds, of course. But a big round for the Mnglz to just keep them away from that 16, of course. And prove to themselves that they can win rounds out on the CT side.
Yeah, massively important one to be taken as well. Considering the buy that they had, it was pretty damn uncomfortable. I mean, considering they got kind of 2 rifles, few upgraded pistols, it's a round that actually Rare Atom shouldn't be losing. I think they just slightly oversimplify everything there. They had the job, they knew they had a lot more utility in the belt to work with. They just don't really use it effectively. Or guys like post on the angle, waiting for someone to overextend. Won't be given too much just yet, but actually hasteka, mate. Mosea's round that corner. hasteka's tunnel vision in towards that right-hand side. It might cost him his life. Barrel spotted. But he reacts in time. Mosea to fall. That should have been a freebie. And unfortunately, it's leaving. And Rare Atom now at a man disadvantage.
Not the best start. It's another thing for them to contend with here as well. You know, the double up setup, I think, totally unexpected and a completely new kind of wave. hasteka spotting a couple of these flashes, not doing anything to him. With his advanced position, it allows him to stay alone on B. Another kind of useless flash, you have to say, from the T side, but keep on it, I suppose. It's keeping some pressure over there. They'll draw a rotation back and make sure that it's the conventional 2-man setup on B. So there is that at the very least. Makes their job easier moving towards the A side of things, which seems to be where they're going.
Very quiet. Split coming through. They're just going to leave one. That'll JamYoung over towards that ramp. It has to be Techno to deliver here. Holding himself one. The Molotov might cause a bit of a problem as Advent and JamYoung combine. 3 versus 3. They've got to clear this jungle player and Blitz staying alive. Important, he makes it a double. Surely enough, bomb collected. Time ticking. He will go for the safe plant in towards black triple. 1 versus 2. Anyone in this situation is JamYoung looking for the 30 bomb, but he won't be given even the 29th as hasteka and the AWP sees it off. Normally, see Annihilation opening, but hasteka is finding confidence in it.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. We did see it yesterday. They went for a double up setup as well, and hasteka was on that, so kind of cool to see that they have a couple of individuals that like to move towards it. Keep things interesting for the side of the Mongols and just gives them a bit more in terms of the repertoire, in terms of the originality that they can bring to rounds, right? And just keep their opponents on their toes, I suppose. And I do like it when you're quite a few rounds down as they are. I think it's smart to have something fresh. All the same applause going to be taken here. I think Rare Atom showing full respect to Cross. They will just about be able to get a buy of their own, but do they necessarily want to commit to it would be a relatively broken one. So I can certainly see if they aren't fans of it, they will indeed go for it, though. Ooh, or not, actually. I thought I saw Mosier's AK and I thought they were going, but it's somewhere down the middle surrounded by an AK. So, and Mosier, of course, keeping money in the bank to make sure that he can continue to purchase up into future rounds. So we shall see here. The Mongols, these are different types of tests. They can be hard to contend with. They have to stay on the ball here against this half-pipe.
Be careful. Let's see. Hero AK. Isaiah. Interestingly enough, not to have it in the hands of JamYoung, who's 28-8 right now. Absolutely flying. Let's see, first to fall. Not a shot as all that, but hasteka is finding a lot of success. He's going to remain up close. He nearly gets spammed through the smoke. It's all falling into place. It's Mosaic and Kaze left alone, and Kaze is being uncharacteristically quiet today.
hasteka out of control in these past few rounds. Get this man on the AWP more often. That's what I say. Bartak. Ooh, loses his fight towards mid. It's a trade-off of information. They'll be able to readjust, reposition. However, Kaze's got his hands onto a rifle. Going in a little fast. I thought the player from short would take him down, but seems not. Techno has a bit of an idea of what's going on, but again, will overface. 35 seconds. hasteka, low HP, but Blitz catches them at short and will finish both of them off, in fact. They nearly had the right idea, but just could not execute as much as they wanted. Mongols then bringing it within 3. This is dangerous territory. Rare Atom have got to figure out the rifle rounds and fast.
Yeah, I mean, the Mongols are starting to breathe down their neck a little bit. We're starting to see that resurgence come through, and this is the thing that makes the Mongols so scary, especially domestically, is they're never out for the count. Not only have we seen it internationally, we now see it kind of how prominent it can be in a domestic situation. Rare Atom, from what looked like it was going to be them just closing this one out, it was 12-6 at one point. 3 in a row for the Mongols has left them in a very strong position. Full buyout. But I went down to just a Galil. Quad AK alongside him. And actually pretty limited utility, all things considered. They can't go for these double fakes that they've been such a fan of. It is just going to be a commit tool play if they do burn a lot of their util. Hosea lurks in towards under.
Smoke over the top. That's going to be the game plan here. Rare Atom hoping to move in. Annihilation will take down Advent. We're stuck on the smoke. There we go. All good in the end. Still, hopefully that's not a thing in CS2, but we'll find out. Couple headshots coming round. Ooh. Still in CSGO, say Rare Atom. Stay focused in the moment. Bartak has crept in behind. He's only spotting one right now. He'll stop the bomb plant. Needs a little bit more than just one, though, unfortunately, and he can't find it. He can't find it, so Techno will have it all to do. Smoked off at the moment. Spam through the smoke doesn't really come close. However, the return spam Leaves him incredibly low. He'll grab the AWP and get the hell out of dodge. Rare Atom have cracked it. They find themselves 13. They keep a hold of their hefty lead that they have.
Yeah, made to work for it, but the big thing, of course, is finding it. Important. Really, really important. Of course, Techno, like we said, he just really can't be anywhere near that. Has to keep the AWP alive. Wouldn't have money to invest into one towards the next round. Thankfully, the rest of the team do have some leftover funds that can squeak out a buy. Failure to convert the next. That'll put Rare Atom on 14, and the money broken, more or less convincing us of them finding 15, and I don't know. Then we're starting to get in towards this game being locked and loaded in favour of Rare Atom in a 2-0 fashion. It's getting close, getting mighty close. A 4-round gap. As well, Rare Atom hold. They've got a pretty decent amount of breathing room to work with. Let's see. As we mentioned, that full buy coming through. Sweep one out, double opens play as well. FAMAS is all that Techno will wield. Convert this round though for Rare Atom. It's probably one of the most important ones. They'll see themselves into more or less their winning ways.
More or less indeed. Mercury going to melt down early on, so... Bit of early damage. Kaze, great find. Mosier, great find. Rare Atom back to their fragging ways. And the Mongols left on another recovery mission here. It looks like they're going to head towards B, and I think they have this one pretty much in the bag. One guy over here. Flank coming in from Mosier. Just don't see Techno really finding an awful lot, to be honest with you. Ah, the flash is perfect as well. They know where he's at now, and he's just totally stuck. They want to get it perfect. They just wait for Mosier to come in on the backstab. That's exactly what they do. So they are after the flawless round here, and great patience, great discipline there from the Rare Atom boys to not just, you know, fly in, send yourselves in. You might as well, right? It's like directly a 5v1, but no, they play the patient game, and it allows for them to have a perfect and money-building, in particular, round here.
Baltic Annihilation. Of course, they're now just got to tuck their head, tail between their legs, getting out of there. All scooped up for Kaze as well. He's going to be happily taken. He has that run for a few rounds, to be fair to him. Bartak, probably the next coming towards contact with someone. He's got the droppers on, JamYoung. He should get a kill here for free. Case in point being, does he really want to swing it? Or wait for the mistake to come through. JamYoung. Little does he know. Into danger! Oh my god, he's so quick. So quick from JamYoung. Knew all too well about that one. The orb stays alive, but that's all the Mongols have. As their economy, their funds are limited. They're running on fumes right now as Rare Atom. They're in 6th gear and they are flying. 5 rounds, the difference, and 2 more rounds all Rare Atom need to close out the map and the series. And lock themselves in towards a continuous run of the upper bracket, dropping the Mongols, of all teams, in towards the lowers.
First fight, takes it easily. So the journey to stay away from 15 for Mongols has not really started all that well. And I do feel, you know, that first frag going to give Rare Atom a real sense of power over their opponents. Mercury's just heard that jump up from Techno as well, so knows that he's close. And certainly knows how to deal with spots like this. They've left Mosier out on towards the A-bomb site to just keep them preoccupied and maybe even find a couple of kills of his own. Not going to happen, though. Annihilation. Oh, and the 5-7. Finding great success. Annihilation nearly caught, but able to stay alive in this 3 versus 3. The bomb has yet to really make it down. They will get it in. They will get the plant. This is where it becomes quite tough. You've got a kit available. You've got smoke and a nade. That's all they have on the Mongols side of things, so really going to have to be a perfect retake from the CT end if they want to get this done. Blitz, I believe he eats a nade there, will take a fair bit of damage. Annihilation goes down in the end to JamYoung. Blitz, they know where he's at, they will finish him off. And Bartak even struggling a bit to find the orb. There you go, he will get it. And that's into the next round, I guess. Actually, no, it's not, as Mercury gets the perfect timing to find the head. Spoke too soon on my end. 15 going to be hit. 6 series points here for Rare Atom to work with.
This would be a tough one to choke. You really would. Rare Atom, they've had this mental block and inability to find success over the last few kind of international tournaments. A lot of these qualifiers, we're looking at kind of Melbourne and Kato, it's always been a problem for a side like Rare Atom, even towards the RMR itself. Really struggled against some of these top level teams, but today they have not at all. Annihilation had 4 points of HP to start off this round. It's not exactly a dream for him, and neither is the buy for the Mongols either. M4A1S, FAMAS, and a few pistols to alleviate the pressure of the situation. Oh my god. And the swing is sumptuous. Look at them all. Bartak under pressure, and Bartak is dead. Annihilation, 4 points of HP, but 1 kill to his name. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's quite enough, and he's left on 1 point. He somehow stays alive.
Luckiest son of a gun. We'll see what they can do with it. Definitely got to capitalize with the fact that he is still standing. Hasteka going to go down through the smoke, though. Techno comes in from CT. And I have to do pretty much all of the work here, you would assume. Yep, there he goes. Annihilation will be spotted and finished off. Just Techno to keep them in the game. His position known. Being watched. Being stared down by the remaining Rare Atom side. Halfway gone on the bomb now as well. Not looking good. Down he falls, and that will be all she wrote. 2-0 coming in. Rare Atom with a pretty damn good clinic there, you have to say. Their own map pick, very one-sided 16-4, and then their opponent's map pick 16-9. That second half especially just did not look like the side of the Mongols really could get into it. And we have, I think, walked into, yes...